Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. There are times in life where I absolutely love technology, and there are times in life when I absolutely despise technology, and today is one of the latter days. For some reason, OBS wasn't streaming through to YouTube properly, or YouTube wasn't recognizing OBS properly, so I had to restart YouTube. That didn't fix it. Had to restart OBS. That didn't fix it. Had to do loads of other things to try and get it to work. Constantly copying and pasting the stream key between YouTube and OBS. Something glitched in the matrix, or something twigged, and now it's working again, although I appear to be dropping an absolute cluster ton of frames. 10% of all frames currently have been dropped. That is not good, but we'll persevere. Hello everyone in the chat. I need you to be my eyes and ears for the stream. If things are acting up, please do let me know. We had 5 people in the chat just now. Might have even gone up to 6. Now it's dropped down to 3. That's frustrating. Honestly, you start 5 minutes late and the world leaves. I just don't understand people. Talking of not understanding people, let me switch over to the game and then I'll relay my gripe. So I've been checking my channel stats very closely over the last few days, just to see how videos are doing, basically. So if I upload a video, just to check the view count and things like that. What I didn't anticipate was my subscriber count in the last 7 days has dropped from 989 down to 983. Considering it was on 990 not that long ago, that is a bit worrying and a bit disappointing, because actually my videos are getting on average more views than ever, but my subscriber count has dropped. Now, before everyone panics, I think what it is every now and then YouTube does a little purge. So it goes through your subscriber list and it checks who's been watching your videos and who hasn't been. And for those who haven't been at a consistent level, it unsubs them from your channel. So I think what's happened is some people who subscribed to me years ago haven't been watching my videos enough lately, and they've been unsubscribed. So I don't think we've lost anyone. At least I don't think we've lost anyone noteworthy. And I mean no offense to those people, but obviously you weren't watching my content, so why should I care? So yeah, welcome back to OpenTTD. This is of course the M4J network. The other thing I wanted to say very quickly is there was supposed to be a... What are we on now? This is 32, isn't it? So there was supposed to be a 31.5 on Monday, but had just one of those weekends really where I just didn't feel like doing anything. Plus, I mean, when I did do stuff, it was mostly XVI stuff and a little bit of work around the house here and there. So I didn't have time to record a 31.5. But I also thought that actually rebuilding Nut Hill in no way fitted in with what we were doing in episode 31. Whereas rebuilding Beffingway is to do with what we're doing today. So it makes sense to do that now, and then maybe leave Nut Hill for either a 33.5 or maybe even at some point down the road in the future. I did not know that. What did you not know about the subscriber drop or the YouTube thing? The YouTube thing surprises people, but in my head it actually makes total sense. Like, why would you, or why would YouTube allow you to have fake stats like that? I actually think if someone doesn't watch my content regularly, then they're not really a subscriber anyway. So I don't have a problem with YouTube removing them. It tends to be channels that think they have influence that kick up a fuss over that. My response to that is always, if you aren't actually producing content to keep your viewers watching, then you probably shouldn't have them as a subscriber to begin with. And it sounds harsh when you say it like that, but again, I think that's a very fair assessment. Yeah, I'm not losing sleep over the subscriber drop, to be honest. My mind is kind of elsewhere at the moment, so I'm not too bothered by it. I'm not going to make a huge fuss. I noticed it and I thought I'd say it on stream, but as I say, I'm pretty sure I know the reason why it's happened, so I'm not fussed, really not fussed. Yeah, let's do some buildings, shall we? So before we get started properly, this is where I was supposed to have my phone out and looking on Reddit, but I was too busy reading other things on Reddit and absent-mindedly closed the app. So George has come up with a really good idea for a new franchise. I'm just trying to get the picture up on my phone. Here it is. So there are two new franchises that we're currently looking at one of the hubs for. So Gardcity St Mark is a very underutilized station in that currently only one service calls here, and that's the overground loop. You can see there's one train here, and there's one train here, and I think there's one just off camera here. By the way, these are the freight trains from before. I think they're all scheduled now, but I'm just watching over them in case. I've been getting a lot of game crashes lately as well, which is quite disheartening. Like I just get into doing a project or a rebuild or whatever it might be, and then the game crashes, and I mean I don't lose too much work because I do save regularly, but it's becoming more of an issue of I obviously can't leave the game running because it will just crash. So I'm either having to constantly supervise it, or the more annoying thing is I'm having to constantly send trains for servicing, which doesn't help at all with the timetable spread. Again, scheduled dispatch would actually solve that problem, but I'm not going to nag. What I will have to do in the future though is maybe contact Joker about it and just see if there is a fix. If there isn't, say la vie. If there is, happy days. We'll see. But yeah, the Southeastern, Gardcity Southeastern franchise and the Southeastern franchise. If you go on my Reddit, there is a post called My Idea for a Southeastern Franchise / mainline project. If you go check that out, the bottommost image of the actual post itself is the map that I'll be referring to for those of you who wish to see it. So, Gardcity Southeastern franchise, its headquarters would be here, if you can call it headquarters. Whoops, where's my cursor? There it is. GSMA. And this will serve the third rail electrification lines down to Munfingford Paragon. It will also go across to Denston Carnegie, which I'll talk about in a second, and Tuningly Estelle via, I think, a newly built line. It also goes to Plenborough Torina, although I might revise that to Drentbourne Retire instead. We'll see about that one. The other one, Southeastern franchise, currently it goes from GSMA. We might keep that. Again, I'll refer to that again in a second. But the Southeastern franchise is mainly focused Bath City to Plenborough, Fort Frundinghatton. This is me needing to zoom in a little bit. Drentbourne, Tuningly, Denston, and then key stations like Mondham, Buntbourne Parkway, Buntbourne Town, Dinpool East, Sibbertsham, Shoreham Junction, all the way up to Gardcity, and then down in the southeast, a few new stations and a few new main lines built as well. The reason I'm talking about this is because I did say in the post there that I was going to make a couple of clarifications. Again, it's just easier to do it here with visuals than it is to try and explain it in a message. The thing I was going to say, the line that I wanted to add to the Gardcity Southeastern franchise is this one here. So you come out of GSMA, you go around this way through New Rennington, and then this way. And then it also goes down to Plynninghall, Munton, Grentown West. I'm not going to read all the station names, you know what I mean. Grentown Interchange. I'm not sure what to do with the Cadingbury link. I think that might be for a separate franchise that also happens to terminate at GSMA. GSMA is going to be really busy by the time we're done here, by the way. But the main reason I wanted to include this line is because it does run from Gardcity down to the southeast. It goes through Tonway and Funston. One of these lines, this one I believe is the one that goes to Denston. Yes. This one, it goes this way, and then it goes down here and goes to Denston. So that's perfect. This one, is this the Tuningly one? No, not that one. Over here. This is not the Tuningly one, is it? No, that's Lenway Rialto. So the Tuningly one, this one? I'm trying to remember. I'll know it when I see it. I think it is this one. It runs all the way along here. Oh no, this goes to Drentbourne. Is Tuningly. Yeah, there's Tuningly. So where does this line go? Oh, yeah, I remember now. Over here, it splits. So yeah, this line will go to Tuningly from Gardcity, and then the other one, which we were just looking at, this one, I think this one goes to Drentborn. Yes. So that would be kind of how I had it in mind. So Drentborn, Tuningly, and Munfingford and Denston will be sort of the hard border between Gardcity Southeastern and just Southeastern. Although, as we've said in the Reddit post, some Southeastern services will also continue on to Gardcity. They'll probably run pretty much non-stop, apart from main stations, up as far as like Munfingford, for example, and then it will become an all-stopper. It's kind of like Great Northern run trains out of King's Cross that go to like Peterborough and Cambridge, and from King's Cross, apart from like 2 or 3 stops, they are non-stop all the way to Welwyn Garden City, and then they call at every station from Welwyn Garden City to the north. That's kind of the idea I was going for. This franchise, or these franchises, are open. So if you are wishing to support me on Patreon, head over to patreon.com/M4J Media, I think it is. And you'll be able to support me there. Tier rewards, if you support me for 3 consecutive months, is you get to take control of a franchise. You also get to name or rename some mainline routes, which will be good. Actually, that was one other thing I wanted to talk about, because there was, I think, a mainline route name suggestion on this Reddit post, which I am going to have to reject because it's not a Patreon pledge. Was it this post? It might have been a different post. Might have been the first one. It's kind of, this is all spread over 2 posts. The ideas one is the other one, and I can never find it on my phone because it's not pinned like it should be. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Oh, there was a rename suggestion. In fairness, it was a rename one. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Also, let me know if the video is buffering. Hopefully it's not. It really worries me when no one talks. Like, everyone goes from really talking to not talking, and it makes me think, like, is the stream lagging, or have you all just lost interest? I don't know. So yeah, while I'm waiting for a response on that, let me talk you through what's going to be happening tonight. Gardcity St George, big station, probably the largest station in all of Gardcity. It is this big. We completely destroyed Halliday Circus in order to build it, even though Halliday Circus metro station still exists. I think we might just rename it the Tube, you know. Might work better. So there's GSG metro station. There's St George Square. Oh no, wait. I thought this was called St George Square. Well, if it's not, it should be. I might rename that. Yeah, the Great Central was to be renamed, was it Grand Central? I think. Something like that. Anyway, this station is probably... It might have originally been called St George Square, actually. I don't know. And then you got Bartholomew Square here. And then Anderson Street, blah, blah, blah. But here's Halliday Circus. Here's St George. This station is huge, but look at all the overgrown lines. We have no trains that call here, apart from in these terminating platforms here. Obviously, Centrail is eventually going to run through the centre here. I was also considering using Centrail on a little stopping service using the DC lines, which are these ones here, between Flame Junction and somewhere down in the south. I don't know yet. Maybe just the airport, like a little shuttle backwards and forwards. That kind of thing. But yeah, GSG is a very underutilized station. And I was also looking at the West Winds line, because that was going to be the one, for those of you that don't know, this is the West Winds line. So that's the DC line, probably the Flame DC line, and this is the West Winds line here, these 4 tracks. So in my... Where are you there? You're going in completely the wrong... How did you even get there? I literally have no idea how you've done that. None of these lines... You must have come this way. That's an interesting problem. We'll have to fix that. I'm going to ignore it for now. Pretend it doesn't exist. Maybe just send this train to the depot and buy another one. Yes, the West Winds line was going to be the next line that I was going to add the trains back to. So GSE, which is over here, I was going to release the trains back here, fix the problem that I had over here at Menwell City, north and south, because some trains were sort of getting bunched up and it was ruining everything. So we'll try and fix that, or I'll try and fix that off camera. And then I had an epiphany. This episode is called the Great Northern. Why not have a new franchise called Grand Northern? Can't talk now. Grand Northern, and combine these two main lines. So the West Winds line, the Express West Winds line, would become Grand Northern. The Express Great Northern line will become Grand Northern. And then the original Great Northern lines. This is the Gardcity Great Northern line, and you'll kind of get why I'm renaming it in just a second. The Great Northern line originally started from Honningville. It now, I mean, it kind of still runs from Honningville, but it mostly runs from Warnbridge Airport. This is now the Grand Northern line, and this is the Gardcity Great Northern line. They're still very similar, but the idea is to try and separate it a little bit better, just so for my benefit, really, so I don't get the name wrong. Also, so people that are new to the series don't get the name wrong. But again, I'm interested in hearing feedback on that. Part of it, though, so the trains out of Sunnington that run along the North Valleys line, that will still be North Rail. The trains out of Honningville that run along the Great Northern and the Grand Northern lines, they'll still be Northern Rail, or North Rail. But all express services out of GSG will be Grand Northern. That is the name of the franchise as well as the line. So that includes the trains that were originally part of the West Winds franchise. Express trains on the West Winds line are now Grand Northern. But the stopping trains that run on the West Winds line are still West Winds Rail, or whatever the name was. I think it's West Winds Rail. Let me check that. I had to restart my desktop earlier for a different problem. It wasn't anything to do with OBS being a douche. So you'll have to bear with me as I get all my tabs open again. I did also have some rail news that I was going to share, but my voice is going to be absolutely gone by the end of this stream, I think. I've had a really busy day. I was at the uni this morning/afternoon, doing networking events, and I mean that's flattened me. Plus, I had an interview for a graduation scheme that the uni are offering, which I probably shouldn't really talk about too much for discretion reasons, and then loads of other stuff happened as well. So I've used my voice a lot today. Grand Northern is what was originally the express services. Yeah, so the GSG to Sunnington express services, both the express and semi-fast, are now Grand Northern, and then all HSTs and Class 91s and Pendolinos and whatever else we use that run into these express platforms at GSG, they are all going to be Grand Northern services. The Gardcity Express services will run through the through platforms, and they will remain Gardcity Express. There's no change there. So it's kind of like, I'm really trying to think of an example and I'm struggling. There aren't many London termini that have more than one main line that are served by express trains. So we've kind of done something different to the real world here, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest. But yeah, all express services, even though they split here, they will be part of the same franchise, which is Grand Northern. And I've said that like 12 times now, so I mean, I'm saying it to death. So we're going to do some things tonight. The first thing we're going to do, actually, I'm going to move something from, it was originally part of episode 3 for next week, but I'm going to move it here. It makes more sense to do it now. So you might remember a couple of weeks ago we quadrupled the line between Plint Bridge. No wait, we sextupled the line between Plint Bridge and Gunway Bridge. What we're actually going to do now is extend this sextupling all the way up to Don'tborough. The reason being is here the line splits anyway, so it made sense to have the split be here. So we're going to do some prep signal work. What this then means is trains that are on the capital line are then technically separated from Zachary. Hello. Good evening. Yeah, big map. Very big map. It's going to get even bigger in the next few weeks as well. What was I saying? Oh yeah, those the trains that are going to be branching off here, up on the capital line, they're going to be technically separate from the Gardcity Great Northern line, which is the 4 lines in the middle. Some of these platforms I am going to keep as they are. In fact, there's only one station, isn't there? Yeah, it's just this one station, so we're going to keep that as is. I'm also going to replace these bridges with flat track. Reason being, if we have a freight train, it doesn't have to go up and over. Yeah, a lot of tracks. It's one of these things, like, when I'm building it, I don't really think about it. And when I'm done and I reflect on it, particularly when I built the extension to GSG, and when I finished, I just looked at it and thought, that is a lot of railway that we've just built there. A lot of railway. But actually, fortunately for me, this is going to be quite simple to build. Again, I can't really think of a main line anywhere in the UK that has 6 parallel tracks like this. So this is kind of a... Actually, I didn't need to delete those bits of water. This is kind of a new thing. Watch as I crash the game now as well. And I didn't save. Ah, I didn't save. Normally I save before I start a stream. The game actually crashed on me the other day. That's why I'm a bit... And not just the crash of the 91 asset, whatever it normally says. It was a proper, I unpaused the game, having left it paused for a day or two. And it just would not unpause. The whole program shut down, so I had to reload the game. I think I did do a save from like 3 hours ago. So worst case scenario, I'll just load that up again. I'm literally unpausing the game. Oh, there we go. Just to get this train here out of the way. There we go. Now I can build this track here. And this track here. Get rid of the bauxite mine. And then we're in full building mode now. So I probably should have said this at the top of the stream as well. I'm going to try and get as much of the list done tonight as possible. However, as I said, my voice is shot and I am incredibly tired. So, if I do end it on the 2 hours, please don't be disappointed, because you're still getting 2 hours of reasonable content, I'd like to say, for free. People do forget that sometimes. YouTube is free. Right. Signal this. Signal, I'll do it up at this end. If you count the DC lines, the West Coast does till they curve off to Watford High Street. That is true. That is true. In fact, that's very true. I can't believe I didn't think of that. Okay, am I going to build crossovers here? I don't think I need to. I'll build these ones here, because some trains will stop at Gunway Bridge that then won't continue on the super slow lines here. What this does do is open up the possibility of building a new station here at Fenpool. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm going to get this other train here out of the way. One of the other things I can now do is remove this crossover, because we don't need it no more. We'll get this train out of the way as well. Come on. Yeah, even the new PC struggles with OpenTTD. And I don't know whether that's a good thing or not. In the grand scheme of things, it probably isn't. But again, it's probably a RAM issue. I've got 32. Yeah, 32. Two lots of 16. 32 gig of RAM in this PC. And I reckon I'm going to need at least 64 to run this game smoothly. That's how big a game it is. Yeah, usual trick, guys. Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? I don't know what's wrong with my head today. Any questions? Any comments? Any questions? You know, about the network that I'm building, the network in real life, my channel, ever kind of things you want to ask. Feel free to do so. Do you know what? You're going to become one of these stations. Thinking about it. That's not the right piece. That's the right piece. Yeah, I think Flat Bridge. I'm really tempted to rename that as well, because that is an awful name. So sorry to the citizens of Flat Bridge for that terrible name. How does one person maintain this? Keeping the game paused for literally as long as possible is the best answer to that. It's manageable. One of the advantages, of course, is I built it, so if anyone can maintain it, mind you, Frankenstein created Frankenstein's monster and he couldn't control it, so maybe you've got a point there. So when did this become a weird name? Whatever. I'll just change your name. It's quite easy to maintain, in all honesty. Sometimes trains get lost, as you saw at the top of the stream there, so it is a case of going in and finding those and fixing them, making them work again. But the majority of the time, it's pretty straightforward. I was considering, and this is still a possibility, by the way, I was considering the idea of getting people on to help. So you would join, let's remove all those, you would join the game while I was streaming and help build stuff. The only drawback I have to that, well, there's a couple of drawbacks. The biggest one is I am very attached to this network because I've spent the best part of like 3 years building and cultivating this, and I would be very upset if someone came in and either intentionally or unintentionally destroyed it. And that has happened on other games that I've played in the past. So I am quite careful with that sort of thing. If someone can prove that they're willing to listen to instructions and not mess things up in the nicest way possible, I would be very interested in having people come on and join in. My whole channel is all about getting people, who wouldn't otherwise be invited to actually come and join in. So I'd be interested in that, if other people are interested in that, of course. Yeah, no, I mean, as I said, that's a very real possibility. Let's change you. I mean, I played this on a laptop. It was only last month. Last month? Might have been the month before. That I actually transferred it onto this new PC. Before that, it was on a laptop. It was a gaming laptop, but even then, it wasn't a particularly powerful gaming laptop. Right, new waypoint. You are what? Number 11. I'll also say, like, the multiplayer side of things will only be while I'm live streaming. As soon as the stream ends, the server will shut down because, like, I feel like I would still need to be around to supervise. Thing is, like, I say destroy, it's a very aggressive word. Very small things, as I've discovered, very small things can jeopardize this game. And I don't mean, like, intentionally bulldozing a building or something like that. I literally mean someone accidentally releases a train on the wrong line, or they don't timetable a train properly. That kind of thing. I really should be paying attention to which one is which. That was fortunate. think I chose the right one. Yeah, I literally mean unintentionally. Again, I want to say wrecking, but it really isn't the right word. So it's kind of like when I look at people's service timetables and I say, like, that's not how I would do it. That's kind of what I mean. That's not how I would do it. So it has to be done the way I would do it. Otherwise, it just won't work. Which is easier said than done, of course. Alright, we're going to go with something like this. And I believe this is just set up like so. In fact, how many trains stop here? And how many trains go straight through? Oh, also, you aren't going to be able to stop at Flatbridge now. You're going to have to continue, as are you. Which I hope is where you were going. Yeah. So yeah, how many trains actually stop here that are... Please don't tell me it's all of them. I think it might be, you know. Let's review this, because some of these don't need to. So the GSG to Honningville one. Don't you now go to Warnbridge Airport? Yeah, so you are no longer going to stop at... Oh, you don't any... Oh, you go via... Right, yeah, you're not doing that anymore. Sorry. Remove. Where is it down here? Flatbridge. Yeah, you don't need to go via Flatbridge anymore. We get it. Mine's a 2014 one, 4 gig RAM. Mine was a graduation present. I'm not going to pretend at all that I bought myself a gaming laptop. They are incredibly, ridiculously expensive. So it was a graduation present from my parents. Yeah, you are going to stop it. Actually, yeah, no, you are, because you're an all-stopper. Some of these, though, like the... Yeah, you are. It's a lot of trains. I have... How many trains do I have in total? 879 and counting. So BTS to NBS. No, the one I want is... Yeah, GSG to NBS. You are no longer going to go, I'm hoping, via. Yep, not anymore. I'm happy to go through timetabling. I think I had a video in this series that talks about timetabling. Or at least how I do timetabling, which I set up for a viewer. So feel free to check that out. But I'll go through it again very briefly, momentarily. So you and you, put them this way around so I know which one's which. So you are going to copy from just 1 second. You are going to copy from this, except yours is going to be that. And actually you're going to get renamed as well. So you are Flatbridge North Slow 3. So you're just going to be North Slow Branch. Oh yeah, that's the other thing about this series. Not all of the money was gained using the game. Let's say. Reason being, it like this was a series previously on my channel called the Jeffries Network, and for the most part, it was profitable. For some reason, though, I updated my game to the latest Lieutenant Joker, which is the patch I play on. And for some reason, the finances got a little bit messed up. So it doesn't matter what I do, the company hemorrhages money. Like, properly hemorrhages money. We lose... In fact, I'll show you how much we lose. Normally, we lose 83 trillion pounds a year. And something else I have done here, actually, is gone through and lowered all my operating costs. So, I mean, new vehicles cost us a fortune. What's that, £3 billion a year on new trains? What are we? The UK? Yeah, my train income is minimal. I haven't found a new GRF yet that actually raises income, but I use the base costs new GRF, which lowers all these running costs. So train running costs used to be like hundreds of billions, if not trillions of pounds, whereas now it's only, what's this, 14 million a year. I might rise that again actually, because that's quite low. And all these trains that I just took off Flat Bridge, I'm going to have to put them all on again. Well, not all of them on again, just, yeah. I'm going to stop talking now because I keep saying the wrong things. Yeah, what I want to do is between Gunway Bridge and Flat Bridge. Am I lagging? Is it bad? I'm running at 6,000 kilobytes per second. Kilobits per second. Kilobits? Whichever of those. Per second at the moment. And I think that's ruining everything. We'll have to see. There was a question. Is there a way to change a list of train routes all at once? Shared orders is the easiest answer to that question. So all these trains here have all got shared orders. In fact, most of these trains, like this blue number downwards, I'm going to remove from this list, so we've got an accurate list. What are we doing? You are going 75 miles an hour. Maybe 85. Why is that 85? Well, you do go quite fast. Oh, I know why, because you switched to the fast lines. Yeah, you do. Okay, so you're going to be 75 through this bit, which does mean some timetable tweaks. But this is timetabling. This is the timetabling window in the Joker patch. So I used to just do buffered auto and just let them space themselves out. But I wanted to make this more realistic. This entire network that you're seeing on the screen right now is based on realistic rail practices, and one of the main parts of that, let me know in the chat, just every time it buffers or lags, just say something, because if I'm saying something important and you guys aren't picking it up, I'd rather know as soon as possible rather than having to repeat myself. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so timetabling like this, these are all the orders, all the stop and wait times. So for example, at GSG, which is the terminus, it waits for 30 minutes. I want that to be 30 minutes real life, but the game doesn't quite sync up with real life, so it's as close as you can get. So I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes is 30 minutes in game, and then it runs through its schedule. These are the speed limits. These times here are how long it takes to run between these points, but the only numbers I change are the wait times at stations and the speed limit. The rest of it is automatically calculated, and then I do a manual time and make sure they're running 30 minutes apart. Is there a big list of these pro tips, shared orders, timetables? Yeah, if you go on my channel, there's a whole playlist of OpenTTD videos where I'm constantly doing this. You see it so many times that it basically becomes second nature. If you check out the Majeffries network from episode 60 onwards, I think, is when we started this map. Or you can watch the M4J network, which just shows this new sort of strategy that I'm using, but every now and then I throw in a tutorial video. So I have like signal tutorials, and I also have timetabling tutorials, and I think I talk about shared orders and things like that there as well. So I do recommend you check that out. This one, you're the Warnbridge Airport service, aren't you? Because I'm going to change your... Yeah. I can't believe I didn't change this before. So you're now running to Warnbridge Airport, but I'm also going to make sure that you run via Flatbridge through. I'm already starting to think we're not going to get everything done tonight. because we're 40 minutes in and I'm only on stage 1 still. So you are 75. You are changing to be 75. And here 75. And 75. It takes a while to get, don't worry. When I started playing OpenTTD, I think it was like 2010, it took me a while to get my head around a lot of this stuff. But one day, it just clicks. And suddenly, you know, it does all make sense. Also bear in mind that the game itself is incredibly simple. I am deliberately making this overly complicated. Mainly because I want to, but also, I mean, it's fun, don't get me wrong. But me making it overly complicated like this is my source of fun. It's not for everyone, but it is for me. So yeah, what I need to do now is, where are we? Before don't bruh, I need to add this. And then on the way back, after don't bruh, I need to add this. That's just making sure that the right train runs through the right place. Actually, you do call it flat bridge, right? Yes, you do. Good stuff. And then you are going to, first of all, you're only going to be 75. And you're only going to be 75. And then on the way back, wait, are these all the right number now? No. You also need to just be 75. I might change the settings if I can, so that it only shows trains that actually stop at the station rather than just use it as a waypoint. That might make my life a little bit easier. Yeah, you'll pick it up. Don't worry, you'll pick it up. It's kind of my pet peeve. And again, I'll choose my words carefully because I don't want to upset the OpenTTD community. But I'm all about realism when I play these games. So I'm looking for things that are realistic. So I built my network to be realistic. It is perfectly acceptable to play the game where you just set up some stations and then run a shed load of trains. That's absolutely fine. It's not my way of playing. So if you're thinking of doing the latter way of playing, then this series, I mean, it's still for you, but the advice that I offer might not be the best advice. Whereas if you want to build realistic networks like I do, then keep watching. You're in the right place. Alright, Zachary, thanks for coming in. I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below my videos. I'll happily try and answer them for you. Yeah, we're lagging again. I don't know what's wrong with this. I think my Ethernet connection, like, it's fine when I'm playing games. It's fine when I'm playing games. Also when I'm streaming on Twitch, doesn't seem to be a problem, but for some reason YouTube just doesn't like me very much. Let me lower the bitrate a little bit, see if that helps. I think YouTube streaming is just off. Something doesn't feel right with it at the moment. They've changed the layout of it, which I really like. I think the new layout is really clean and easy to use, in theory. Hopefully the playback doesn't buffer. I watched back last week's one when it was supposedly, like, it was buffering live, but the video itself seemed to be okay. Yeah, Zest Husky is good as well. I try not to plug too many potential competitor channels on here, but the one I will definitely shout from the rooftops about is Zest Husky. He is actually the inspiration for this series. The original Jeffries network was inspired by Zest Husky. And Lieutenant Joker. I keep calling him Lieutenant, but it's not. It's Lieutenant Joker. Search him as well, because he was also an inspiration for this series, but his patch, I was about to show you the taskbar, but you can't see it. This patch, his patch is the patch that I play on. So if you want the exact same setup that I've got, you want to go check him out. His YouTube channel has a link to his patch. Also, I really should have mentioned this earlier. If you want to download what this map looked like at the end of the Majeffries network, if you head to m4jmedia.com, link is in the description, you can actually download the map that I built this whole network on. If you just want to have a look around, or if you even want to play on it, that's absolutely fine. It's what it's there for. Right, we're nearly done with this train faffing thing. I'm actually feeling like not every train needs to call at Flatbridge. I think the ones... every time I say that, though, I see something that makes me think, oh, maybe it should. Like, for example, all of the... Oh, you're one of those again. All of the trains from Bartholomew Square should call at Flatbridge, because they are all stoppers. And I think these are all the... Yeah, they're all the same services. So this is the last one we need to change here. So you are going to turn to you, and you are going to be you. Now, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do with freight right now. I think I might make freight run on these slow lines as well, because then the semi-fast and not quite stopping trains can use the slightly inner lines and actually bypass, or overtake the freight trains. Right, these are now all working. So how many freight trains have I got that come through here? Actually, there's a very easy way to fix this. So currently these freight trains, if I just do this, remove you, if cargo can carry passengers, then allow, or if cargo can carry... I'm pretty sure the mail trains will run through the center, but I'll do it like this anyway. And then I'm going to add here, if entry direction is from the back, then if cargo can't carry passengers, then allow. And then you are just going to copy from this, except if your current order is this. So you're now set up, and then the last thing I need to do is this signal. If cargo can carry passengers, then allow. Right, that should be all done now. So we've sextupled the track. Any excuse to use the word sextuple, because, I mean, obvious reasons. We've sextupled the track now between Gardcity and Don'tborough, which is where the main junction is. Excuse me, I've got hiccups for some random reason. So I can now tick that off the list. Next up, rebuild the Great Northern route between Warnbridge Airport and Beffingway, including all branch lines. So let's go ahead and do that. Although we're not... Well, actually, maybe we'll look at it. So Warnbridge Airport is here. This is the limit to the Gardcity Great Northern line. And then if we follow this along, this first and foremost is getting rebuilt, because that is ugly as hell. Yeah, just bulldoze everything. I tried so hard at the start of this map. I really remember saying it as well. I'm not going to destroy any rivers or industries. I'm just going to let the land be as it is. And then ever since then, I've just driven a bulldozer through absolutely everything. Pretty sure every local authority in this map hates me now. I think the only one, actually, this is ironic, the only one that doesn't is Halliday Circus. I think they actually like me, which is ironic considering they technically don't exist anymore, after I drove a railway line in the middle of their town. So you and you are going to get re-signaled, and then I'm also going to do the center tracks. Let's do it from this end. That one and that one, and we'll redo them like so. So this should all be re-signaled now, and looks like it is. Lovely stuff. So this is the big bridge. This is Cunfingway. Yeah, Cunfingway Bridge. And Sunford currently has a station, but in a little bit it's not, because we're actually going to redirect the line this way and connect up with this, I think. Yeah, because I want to keep Pradston Bay, so I might cut these tunnels back and then go straight diagonally across this way. Maybe have a new station here at Honeywell Ridge. Yeah, Honeywell Ridge. It might actually be built up here. I don't know whether I'll be able to curve the track around like that. We'll have to see. And then connect it up to the bridge that way. So, sorry, Sunford. You don't like me anyway, so you're going to like me even less after this. I should probably... bulldozer's easier. I was going to say I should probably not use the bulldozer tool to remove track. I should probably use the track reclaimer, but this is easier. Yeah, all these waypoints can go as well. That's absolutely fine. Remove all this. Try not to destroy the towns if I can help it. So Fenningston is also going to lose its station. But one day in the future, this is actually a reason why I would like to get people involved, because I keep saying things are going to get connected by buses, and then for various reasons, mainly the fact that I'm not a big fan of building bus lines, it never gets done. So if I could find someone who actually doesn't mind doing bus lines to come on and join, that would be handy. That didn't quite go to plan. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, from here it's going to be hard right out of the tunnel. In fact, can I take this back a little bit further? I really want the station to be up here on the actual ridge. That would be kind of cool. So if I did this, we might end up losing Pradston Bay, you know. It's actually quite tempting to do this. Although the problem with that is having to remodel most of the road in the middle of town here. So long as I don't destroy too much, they might actually tolerate me still. That's a lot of bulldozing I just did. And I still don't think I can actually get this track in. Oh, I can. Good stuff. Alright. So there's my datum. I'm now going to have to pull it back slightly, which does mean moving more of this road. Sorry, citizens. But yeah, if you are watching this series and you think, hey, I like buses, I can do bus lines, feel free to comment below. Or if you're in the chat now and you think you can do it, feel free to write in the chat, and we'll see about maybe sorting something out one week. I still, by the way, have no idea how to set up an online OpenTTD game, so I make no promises on my competence, but I will try. I will try. Whoops. So this is our bottleneck, essentially. So on the East Coast main line, there's a bottleneck at Welling North, and this is our bottleneck here. So there's going to be a station here in the middle of Honeywell Ridge, like so. And then from here, we're going to have to somehow curve around. I think what we're going to do is tunnel under Wanding Head Cross and then come down this way. So we are going to be losing Pradston Bay. At least from this part of the line. I'm going to leave this... Actually, I'm going to leave this all in situ for now. I'm going to leave all of this in situ. And in a few weeks' time, we'll try and make something of this. We might make it 2-track instead, and then connect it up to this. I have literally no idea why I just destroyed those tracks, because I still need them. But yeah, these are going to go like this now. And then you're going to go directly diagonally. So we've kept Flunfing Bridge, which is still going to be a main station, particularly as it branches off here. So this line even might end up getting sextupled as well. Again, any excuse to say sextupled is just a funny word. Let's do this, just so we've got a little bit of height on our rails as we go into the hill here. I feel like a tornado of destruction is about to hit the town of Wanding Head Cross, because these are at the wrong level. Or are they? They kind of are, they kind of aren't. If we pull this all the way back as far as it will go, yeah, it's not ideal. Like, really, we want this to match perfectly, which it still can. We'll have to destroy some of the oopsie doodle. We'll have to destroy some of the town here. But actually, if we keep going this way and then go down, the line between Dontborough and Honningville is based on the Hertford Loop. We could do another one. Again, don't get me wrong. I like that idea. But that one specifically is based on the Hertford Loop. This could be more like the West Coast main line, where you've constantly got branches that diverge and then rejoin. And when I say constantly, I mean like every other station pretty much is on a branch somewhere. Sorry, citizens of Flunfing Bridge. This is going to be the most painful demolition. That one hurt. I have to do it though. Got to get this line in. Otherwise it was all for nothing. I think that, yeah, and you can come up. You can go down actually. Let's do that, and let's do that. So we'll do it a little bit there, and then we'll do another little bit there. Freight trains are gonna really struggle on this. Kind of like that. I hate steps. They'll get their homes back. They will get their homes back. Right, this bit of demolition is so that I can make this hill look a little bit more organic rather than this monstrosity. So this here is going to become a hill coming out this way, and then this here is going to be a big hill coming out this way. And we'll do something like that, something like that, something like that, something like that. So now when these lines come across here and step up, it makes a bit more sense. Also, I'm just realizing the two fast lines are actually going to be doing this, which means this all needs to be redone anyway. So yeah, you are going to come straight out like that. You're going to come across like that. You're going to come across. Yeah, this doesn't all need redoing. Whoops. There we go. And there we go. Right. So you're going to go across to there. You're going to go across to there. You're going to go across to there. And you're going to go across to there. There we go. Right. And then you're going to come up there, 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 and you there. Okay, so it doesn't quite line up, and that does a weird jump there for some reason. And like that. What about offsetting by building roads for them and funding new buildings? Yes, that is the plan. That is part of the plan. So now we're going to put the land back in first on this new elevation. This bit I think we're going to keep raised up a little bit more, and we're going to have a little like raised community here as well. Making sure that this is all same height, and this, making sure that this is all the same height, and then over here we'll leave the two middle tracks like so, but the rest of this will all get lifted up. Kind of like this. Except this one is going to be like that and that. And then yeah, before we build any more track, let's put the roads back in. Something like this. We'll build to there for now, even though there's nothing there. You'll continue up. You'll continue up. So let's see, that'll be the first one, and then 1, 2, you'll come across here, go down there, you'll come across this way, go down there, you'll go that way, you'll go that way. So cut you back. And then you'll go down the hill like that. So yeah, we'll extend this shelf out a little bit. There we go. This side here, bit trickier because I don't 100% know yet how everything's gonna be. What I will do is attempt. Kind of worked actually. I was expecting like error messages and a SWAT team to jump through the window and all that kind of stuff because I attempted to do that, but there we go, it worked. That's not right. There we go. So yeah, that'll sort itself out. Like so, and then all of this. I hate building in grids Like when I play City Skylines, I'm constantly trying to build off-grid as much as possible. But OpenTTD, there is no off-grid. It's grid or grid. You know, it's vertical, horizontal, or diagonal. There's no other alternatives. And God forbid you try and build an actual curve in this game. I mean, I'm complaining, but it does make building a lot easier in many respects. Even Planet Coaster has a grid. All North Rail run to GSG? No, North Rail is strictly up in the north. So Sunnington to Honingville, Warnbridge Airport. Any train that runs along the North Valleys line that isn't cross-country or cross-region will be North Rail. All the Honingville trains that will run along the Grand Northern line, which is this one we're building now, they'll all be Northern. I keep saying Northern. I don't want Northern because that exists in the real world. North Rail will be, I think that'll be what it's called, unless someone supports me on Patreon and gives it a different name, of course. Oh yeah, there's good video on the City Skylines official page on how to build an airport and series called FBS Airport. FBS Airport is the Flux Trance one, isn't it? Because he always has a habit of, he starts collaborative series with people, and for like the first 6 episodes they're really hyped, and then you can tell when then it starts to run out a bit, because you've got one guy like doing the commentary like, oh yeah, I spent 6 hours making this taxiway look weathered, and then the other 2 guys on the Discord call are like, yeah, brilliant, and you can just tell they're not really in it anymore. And I'm pretty sure there was like 6 months between the previous episode and the latest one. I like Skylines, and I like building things that look realistic, but I don't like spending 17,000 hours on an airport that is only 25% functional. For me, it's either 100% functional or I just don't build it. There we go. We've mostly rebuilt this. This station here, Fort Grainingworth Falls, this will remain on the little branch that we've built. It will get shifted back this way slightly. Will there be an Eastern Trains franchise that operates in the east? Yes, there will be. There is an East Coast that is planned, and there will be a franchise, I haven't thought of a name for it yet, that will run on well, I was about to say exclusively, but basically from like Gronwell Superior along. Alright, so here's our little bottleneck. I don't know how many trains we're actually going to have stopping here at Hunwell Ridge. I'm also realising I perhaps could have made this tunnel, because I want a 6-tile long station, and the only way I'm going to be able to achieve that is if I move this tunnel back 1 tile, like so. The reason I'm doing this is so that if I build a station down here, and 3, I've already put benches, let's just go with CTAs, and then some nice looking shelters. So yeah, there'll be a road bridge that goes across here that will link up the 2 towns again, and will link up to Wanding Head Cross. I'm not going to build that right now though, I want to focus on this. So yeah, signalling again. Go back to this, and do this, and then on this line there we go. Europath signal, Europath signal, and Europath signal, and Europath signal. So yeah, Eastern trains, I can imagine that'll get renamed as well. These are like placeholder names until we get enough Patreon supporters, patrons, to actually rename them all. Where am I? Like, what's my cutoff going to be for tonight? Because we are scooting along quite slowly in terms of progress. Mind you, Beffing Way is there. I think we'll skip the North Valleys line tonight. I think we'll do the North Valleys line and the rest of the Great Northern, Grand Northern, even I'm forgetting its name now. We'll do that in a different stream on a different day. Because I'm going to rebuild these branches right now. And actually the only bit that really needs redoing is this section where it joins up with the main line here, because this is ugly as hell. So these stupid crossovers when I couldn't work out how to do signalling properly, this is all going to go. I'm going to go from 4 tracks down to 2. In fact, even this station here it only really needs to be 2 track, doesn't it? The junction can happen after. Just demolish all this. Go to you. Build you and you. Connect you and you. And I have no idea how far apart these tracks are. I'm going to guess... Sorry, these signals, not tracks. I'm going to guess... Oh, 9. I guessed wrong. And then you're going to go there. Why did I build these 9? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. There we go. Alright, let's remove these side platforms. We'll keep the island platform for the airport, because that looks kind of cool. I feel like this airport needs to be bigger as well, but at the same time, it's not realistic to have a whopping great big airport in the middle of a town like this. Might even just remove the airport in that case. If we can't build it the way it should be, then perhaps it shouldn't exist at all. Again, I'm bulldozing a lot here, I apologise. Life sucks. Some people lose their homes. Imagine Victorian Britain when the railway stations, like the main termini, were being built. If you lived anywhere in Camden during that period, you would have lost your house. Simple as that. This needs to be straighter. There we go. And I can use this for an excuse to build a bit of grade separation here. So you are going to go up and over like that. You're just going to connect up normally. Okie dokie. Here, I did actually build that up, but we're going to lower it down. Drag you out like this, and then drag you along like this. There we are, and then connect you and connect these. Done. Actually, this bridge can be made a lot longer. Let's see. Raise this up. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. Get rid of the water. 1, 2. Any more questions, anybody? There we go. Because now we can build some roads and stuff underneath. Actually, yeah, we're probably not going to need roads and stuff underneath that, looking at it. Probably not. And I'm also thinking that this here can get rebuilt slightly. There we go. Much better. So then you're going to go across like that. Get rid of the water. Let's just build viaducts. We're very sort of 80s mode now. Everything's just a concrete viaduct. How exciting. I'm actually tempted to put platforms on the fast lines here now as well to make up for the loss here at Pradston Bay. And have Flunfing Bridge. First of all, rename Flunfing Bridge so it doesn't sound like a kid's soft toy. And then, you know, zhuzhing it up a little bit. So let's put, of course it's staggered signalling, isn't it? In that case, let's just put you there, scrap this, and where are we? Here. And then have you go there. You go there. And we'll have planters there, and then here we'll have planters there and there. Dispatch cabin there. One of these there, there, and there. Some benches. Actually, this planter, let's move up one. Put like a CTA or something there. What else can we have? Schedules? Might as well. And then here we'll have more schedules. No, don't need more schedules. We'll put some shelters. One there. One there. You there. You there. There we are. And Flunfing Bridge, town, as a one-off stream. What are we changing the name to? Quickly. I need a name idea. Don't like silence. Hate silence. I hate stream delay. That's the problem here. Just waiting ages for the stream to catch up, essentially. See, now we've rebuilt all of this, we could in theory start running trains between Honningville and this branch line that we've just built. And then eventually we'll be able to run trains between Honningville and Beffingway. Wow, either there's a really big delay or something else has happened. What's going on? James Street for a town. Let's avoid like first names. We could call it something like the station can be something junction. The town needs a... like Flumphing Bridge is such a poor name for a town. Something Bridge, I don't mind. Because if we extend the lake that's down here and up here somewhere, and then build a big bridge, road bridge going across it, maybe that would justify the name. But something bridge, something lake, something something interesting. I hate stream delay. I'm gonna have to come up with a name myself in a second. I'm just gonna quickly Google town name generator. So let's see. Let's go real names. 20th century English. Oh wait, no, sorry. Place names. Town. Why have they not got town? Civilizer. Oh, city. City and town names. That's what I want. European? Underwater city names. How is that a thing? Oh God, right. Where in the UK does it think... where in Europe, sorry, does it think the UK is? West? Kirkbridge. I don't know. I feel like we could do better. Where? UK. I just want UK. Town names. We'll just do town names. Surely it can't mess that up. There we go. Right. Bark Bridge. Walden Bridge. Walden Bridge sounds nice. I might go with that. One word. And then you will be Walden Bridge. Junction. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's not my best work, but hey ho. Right, 9, 9, 9, and no, I'm not speaking German. Before anyone asks. 9. Now I'm just thinking I'm speaking German. Okay, and then here, backwards, path signal, where's the one there? There we are. Okay, Walden Bridge is a mess right now. I will also, while I remember, do a fund buildings. Fund new buildings. And I'll redo the road as well while I'm here. And a statue. Look at that, right next to the station. Magnifique. Right, this is all done. This branch is pretty much how I want it, up to Hinhill. And also, like, this is, it's going to be like a 30-40 mile an hour branch anyway, so these tight turns are actually acceptable. Up to Flinningwell Ridge, which could probably also be renamed like Flinningwell on Sea or something, but we'll work that out some other time. Let's continue along the main line, because this is the next bit that's going to be rebuilt. Slen Hill Station is going to remain untouched, but these tracks here are going to be reprofiled. Whoops, I didn't mean to destroy that road piece. Oh well, done it now. This little piece here is going to get removed, and then What we're actually doing here is allowing Slethill? Yeah, Slethill, the opportunity to regrow. By completely bringing the track back, also destroying 2 industries in their rival town of Tranninghall, and then reprofiling the tracks so that it runs this way. Let's see, we run this like this to there, so we need you to line up with that. It almost does. Now I think it does. Yep, good stuff. Right. So you're going to run along like this. So the idea of this main line is the top speed is 125 miles per hour for normal trains and 140 miles per hour for tilting trains. So I am planning on running Voyagers and Pendolinos along this route in the future, which means their top speed will be 140, and then the top speed on the slow line is probably going to be 100. It might even be like 75 still, just for continuity's sake, which isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, let's pop these signals back in. Yep, looks all good. Oh, yeah, this needs redoing. So Ludhead Cross is also a key station on the route. So Slethill Station, I said was going to remain in situ. It's not. I lied. Slethill Station is actually going to be moved to over here. To maybe even further back than that. Let's move Slethill to here. You there. You there. We'll have waypoints go through the middle. Like so. Let's just go with these generic, boring looking platforms for this side. And then we'll put some signs. And then we'll put some benches. And then we'll put some shelters. We'll go with the rather mundane looking shelters as well. It's not the most exciting station in the world, but it'll do. So this is actually going to be one of those places where tilting technology would actually come in handy, because it's going to be quite a tight radius. I would like to build that crossover again as well, looking at it. We'll have to see if we can cram that in. Alright, so the new crossover, where am I going to put it? It can't go here because we haven't got space for the waypoints, even though I would love it to be able to go there. And yeah, this is going to get straightened out a little bit more as well. Yeah, I just want to get this done quickly now. I'm not going to be using fine bulldozer methods. We've spent a long time working on this. Let's let the town grow into that space. So Ludhead Cross is going to remain as is. These turns can probably remain at full speed. Maybe a little bit of slowdown. Actually, no, that's still quite a wide radii. Yeah, am I going to build the crossover? Maybe we don't need one. I mean, it goes down to 2 tracks here. I don't think we need one. Not in this section, anyway. I think we're good. So the last thing that we're going to be doing is probably this bend here. I think we're going to straighten it up. So instead of it being like this weird chicane looking thing, we are going to be destroying some of the town here again. Some of Ludhead Cross. That's a proper town name, Ludhead Cross. That's got some real gusto behind it. I'm being very disrespectful to what could well be real place names. I don't mean to be. I mean, I grew up in a place called Hatfield, crying out loud. But what do I know about good place names? Okay. So yeah, you're going to go to that, to that, to that, and we'll do these. Okay. Put the slow signals back in. Put the fast signals back in. Yeah, I think the crossover we had here was because I felt like we had to have crossovers on these lines, and so I just built them. But in hindsight, having sort of explored the real life network a little bit more, there aren't as many crossovers as I thought there were. There are still some, but nowhere near the amount I thought there were. Plus, with pretty major junction here, and it going down to 2 tracks here, I don't think we need another set of crossovers between here and Beffingway, because there aren't that many stations now. And that's pretty much it for the sort of major rebuilding work. These stations will get decorated in the future. I suppose the last thing we could do is actually, do you know what? The waypoints I'll do when I rebuild Beffingway over the weekend. That'll make a lot more sense. And one of the things I'm going to do with Beffingway is build a bridge over here and actually combine it with Great Grunford, and almost make it like a double town / double town station. I think that would be a smart thing to do as well. So we've got 20 minutes of our actual slot left, but if no one's got any questions or anything, I think I'll start wrapping things up. Let me just fast travel back to Gardcity. Let me save the game as well so I don't lose all the work I've done. I'm going to save it under a new name. What are we in now? September. Bloody hell, the year's almost over. Could have sworn it only just started. Tuesday, this week just gone, 10th. That was the year anniversary of my graduation. And if that isn't frightening, I don't know what is. It literally feels like yesterday I graduated, and it was over a year ago now. So yeah, last call. I'll give the stream time to catch up. I'll watch on my preview so I know that we're in the right spot. Any questions or anything like that? If not, I will start wrapping things up. I'll also tick off the list the rebuild Great Northern route between Warnbridge Airport and Beffingway, including all branch lines. Done. The only thing we haven't done yet is rebuild the North Valley, and we also haven't planned out the new lines. So I'm going to drag those, whoopsie doodle, down here, just so I don't forget that these actually still need to be done. And you're temporarily going to be episode 34, but I have a feeling episode 34 is going to involve the Southeastern franchises that we were talking about at the start. You know that guy on Reddit? He said the magnitude of what you've done is amazing. That's awesome. It's little things like that. One of the things I've always said to people about my channel is I don't think what I do is too niche to attract an audience, because lots of other people have managed to attract audiences doing this kind of thing. It's just not enough people are aware of the channel. Whether that's through my lack of talking about it, or whether that's through other people's lack of talking about it, it doesn't really matter. The point is, it's the lack of awareness that's causing the drop in views. Nothing to do with the actual subject matter. Did I see the Great Western timetable plan? No. As I say, I get all my news at the start of the month, so if something happens during the month, I won't know about it until the start of the next month. I suppose I could go through some rail news that I'm aware of relatively quickly. I'm just adding this road in as well to make that look a bit pretty. So yeah, when people do find the channel, they say nice things about it, which is always really, really encouraging. It's just not enough people know about the channel to be able to find it, to be able to say nice things about it. So that's where the work needs to be done, and that's where everyone needs to kind of help me out a little bit and just help plug the channel in all the shameless ways that we can. And very quickly, actually, while I've got you all here, headline rail news that I've seen from this month, even though we're almost halfway through the month now. Boring things like High Speed 2 reviews. At this rate, we're going to be reviewing the review of the review of the review. So that's, fun. First and Trenitalia have won the West Coast Mainline franchise bid. East Midlands franchise has now officially been taken over by Abellio. It's now called East Midlands Railway, because every railway franchise seems to have the name Railway in it now. Calls for more electrification, all that kind of good stuff. The Azuma is now officially in service pretty much all over LNER, which is good to see. Caledonian Sleeper is still riddled with errors and mistakes. I hope they fix those in the not too distant future. Caledonian Sleeper one is a strange one, actually, because the new trains look nice. They just don't always work as intended. And the latest one is quite alarming. The driver applied the brakes and nothing happened. The train went straight through Edinburgh. Fortunately, no collision happened, but imagine if it had. That probably would have been a nail in the coffin at the very least. So what else have we got? Rail news. A new metro station up in Tyne and Wear, up in Newcastle, South Shields, has opened. Quite close to home for me. I mean, I'm born and raised in Hatfield, but my family's from Newcastle. So that's always encouraging to see that the Northeast is actually getting some care and attention. Jubilee Line is testing 4G network connectivity, which is, I mean, for me personally, technology, that's very interesting, because at the moment, London Underground only really has Wi-Fi in stations. But this is, like, they're integrating it into platforms and on the trains now as well. So when you run through the tunnels, you'll have a 4G connection. Particularly on the Jubilee Line running through Canary Wharf, that is a very valuable thing to have, because people might end up missing out on stock shares because they didn't have a phone signal while they were down underground. Station rebuilds and stuff like that is going on. Nothing too exciting regarding that. In fact, nothing very exciting at all. Planning impasse at Hertford East. That's interesting. Plans to extend platforms to accommodate longer trains at Hertford East are currently in limbo. So that's on the branch from Liverpool Street. More upgrades, new trains entering service, some stuff happening around the world. I'm trying to skim through this as fast as I can. More new stuff happening around the world. Where's the bit I'm interested in? Here it is. Right. So Greater Anglia are bringing more trains in as we speak. There's also a lot of the new trains that should be running on London Overground soon, but they're currently being put in storage because they're not quite ready. Transpennine Express have accepted the first Nova 2 set, which is the Class 397 EMU built by CAF. First of the Pacers are being withdrawn to be replaced by the 195s and the other ones, the electric ones that I can never remember the names of. Is it 367s? Something like that. And yeah, I think that's everything. That's the rail news. That's the stream. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you to Frank, to Zakari. I'll try and say your name properly. And to George for coming in and chatting. Thank you, George, for your ideas as well for the Southwestern franchise. Really good job with the map. Really, really good job with the planning. It takes a massive load off my back now. Don't have to worry about that. I can just build what's already on the screen, essentially. So that's a big, big plus. Anyone else who wants to do something like that, feel free to go over to my Reddit community and check out that post and use it for inspiration. 331. Yeah, it probably is the 331. I actually don't know what the electric variant is. It's essentially the same as the 195, except it's electric rather than diesel. Very clever design. They've managed to actually do that. But yeah. Some people have commented nice things on the Reddit post as well. That they're enjoying the series and stuff like that. So I'm really encouraged. I feel really like rejuvenated this week. Even with the drop in subscribers. Normally, I mean, even like a week ago, that probably would have knocked me for 6. But tonight, I just don't care because I'm having a good time building stuff with good audience, a loyal audience as well, which is something else I've noticed from talking to people about it recently. Kind of said, like, I've not gained new subscribers over the last sort of 18 months, but those who've been subscribed to my channel for a long time are still regularly turning up and watching my videos and watching my streams. And that is something that I am now considering doing more often, is not just trying to get new people into the channel, but to actually appreciate those who have been here since the beginning and have been here for a long, long time. So genuinely, I moan a lot about subscribers and things like that, but it does genuinely mean a lot when I see the same faces turning up every week for streams. And I'm not going to get all soppy and gushy. I am going to start wrapping up the stream. So like I said, thank you guys for coming in and watching. It really is appreciated. Thank you for coming in and chatting as well. 4 likes on the video already is awesome. Hopefully we'll get some more in the next few hours. Feel free to comment down below with ideas for future episodes and stuff like that. The best place to go though is the ideas Reddit post, because it's an all-in-one place. Just feel free to add a new comment to that. If I have any responses to that, I'll post directly below, so you should get notified. You know how Reddit works. I don't need to explain it to you guys. You're very smart, intelligent people. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, I'll see you soon. Oh, subscribe if you haven't done so already as well. That'd be good. And hit the like button. I've really messed up my outro. Thanks for watching. See you next week.